today we're gonna be watching Tyler. If you don't know him, I'm a really big fan of him. Today we're gonna be watching Tyler.
During school, we face a lot of challenges, whether that be going into the bathroom and seeing a full concert happening, or being put in a school project with someone that you know isn't going to do any work, or even having to navigate through the couples making out with each other in the hallways. It doesn't matter if you went to school in the hood, if you went to private school, or even Hogwarts. We've all experienced the things I'm about to talk about. Starting off with school fights. School fights are the only event that can make the entire student body teleport to one location in under 30 seconds. I don't care if you're in the bathroom, in the library, if you didn't even show up to school that day because you were sick. The second someone yells, "There's a fight happening," everyone pulls up. But it always starts with the rumor. Someone goes, "Yo, I heard Marcus and Jaden are fighting behind the gym after school." And suddenly that information spreads faster than you can say the word Diddy. Within 10 minutes, the entire school knows. Kids are texting each other the location like it's a secret concert. The crowd starts forming like a nature documentary. One kid sees the fight starting, pulls out their phone, and suddenly 200 other people appear out of thin air. Where were they? How did they get here so fast? Nobody knows. But here's the thing about school fights. 90% of them are just two people aggressively hugging each other. That's it. Everyone's screaming like this is a UFC pay-per-view event, but really, it's just two dudes grabbing each other's shirts and shuffling in a circle going, "Bro, let go! You let go first!" Nobody's actually throwing hands. Nobody's doing anything. They're always just holding each other aggressively. Very rarely does someone actually land a clean punch. But when that does happen, the crowd absolutely loses it. People are screaming. But the best part is how the story will get retold afterwards. Because by lunch the next day, the fight has already been completely exaggerated beyond recognition. Bro, I heard Marcus picked Jaden up and slammed him through a desk. Really? Because I heard Jaden did a 360 kick into Marcus's forehead. I heard Marcus lost his pinky toe. Some people are saying Jaden's legally blind after that fight. In reality, the actual fight lasted 8 seconds, nobody fell down, and the most dramatic thing that happened was someone's shirt got stretched out. But facts don't matter when you're retelling a legendary story. No. And you may be thinking, how can people lie about these fights when literally everyone was recording them? Well, somehow, even though 100 people are filming it, not a single person is ever able to get a good video. It's like everyone recording it was looking like this person from behind the camera. But the one thing you do not want to happen is getting pulled into the fight yourself. Because I remember one time, a fight was scheduled to happen at my school, and I was front row to see it. I barely even knew the two kids who were fighting, but because all the students wanted to see a good show, someone yelled out loud, "Hey, I heard Tyler has a crush on your girl," to one of the guys fighting. Oh, whoever Tyler is, he's cooked. Wait, I'm Tyler. So now the dude fighting comes up to me and wants to fight me. But I didn't want the smoke. I'm never gonna be the one to fight. I promise you will never catch me in one of those YouTuber boxing events, unless it's against young Sheldon. So without saying anything, I just picked my backpack up, turned around, and left. I didn't care what names they called me. I was getting out of there. Then you got the teacher's intervention. That one teacher who always tries to break up the fight. This will go one of two ways. Either the teacher is successful and separates the kids from each other, or they step in at the wrong moment and catch a right hook to the face. But the second the teacher shows up, the crowd scatters like roaches when you turn the lights on. Everyone acts like they weren't just recording the fight 10 seconds ago. Fight? What fight? I was in the school bathroom. Speaking of that, school bathrooms are a different dimension, where the normal rules of society just don't apply, and literally anything can happen. I'm convinced there's a portal in there to an alternate universe, because the things I've witnessed inside school bathrooms have changed me as a person, all for the worse. But before you can even go into the bathroom, you gotta get some freaky hall pass from your teacher. So you raise your hand and go, "Can I use the restroom?" And the teacher looks at you like you just asked for their kidney. "You sure you can't wait till after class? Do you want to find out?" So she finally lets you go. But before you step out of that classroom, she says, "Wait, take this." And she basically hands you a custom pickaxe from Fortnite. Ah, perfect. This is gonna be so easy to carry while I'm trying to pee. Thanks, teacher. So you finally get the pass, but then you open the bathroom door and it's just, I don't even know what the right word is. It can be literally anything in there at all times. Like one time I walked in and it felt like I just stepped into Snoop Dogg's tour bus because it was filled with smoke and I could barely see. Kids were vaping in there like it was a competitive sport, and it smelled like how I imagined the Powerpuff Girls house would, with a hint of strawberries and mango. But the vaping isn't even the craziest part. The craziest part is the unspoken rules that everyone follows. Like the fact that if there's 5 urinals, only 3 of them are really available. If you try using those other 2, you are a sick, sick individual. And there's nothing more scary than the gap underneath the stall door, because it just makes you paranoid that someone's gonna look under, or even worse, look through the crack down the middle, all while you're taking a dookie. One of the most tragic parts of school bathrooms is how often your teacher won't let you use it. Some schools are out here treating bathroom passes like limited. Like, I had a class where we only got 3 bathroom passes per semester. Okay, that's cool. So what happens when I run out then? What's the plan there? You want me to just hold my pee for the next 4 months? Hey, Mrs. Smith, can I go to the bathroom?
No, you already used all your bathroom passes this semester. You have to wait.
Mrs. Smith, I mean no offense when I say this, but I will literally pee on the ground right now if you don't let me go. Like if you take more than 30 seconds in there, the teacher will literally ask,
What took so long in there?
maybe it's the fact that I had chili last night and I just had to leave an atomic bomb in the toilet? You think I took forever because I was walking around the rest of school, when in reality, I was fighting for my life in there. But that's the most terrifying part of the school restrooms, when you actually have to use it for its intended purposes. That's right. I'm talking about using the bathroom to go number 2. There is nothing that can prepare you for this moment. You ate something that gave you the runs last night, so even though you really didn't want to, you're forced to go poop in the school bathroom. Once the coast is clear, you run into one of the stalls, preferably the handicap one because there's more space, and try to be as quiet as possible. And then the inevitable happens. Someone walks in and you
Biggest online metal supplier. We offer next day delivery and bulk discounts. Metals for you. Visit
your feet up so they don't get a chance to see your shoes from underneath the stall. And you're trying to finish as quickly as possible because no one should ever have to suffer from pooing in a school bathroom. But it takes forever because the toilet paper in there is more thin than Vecna in the last season of Stranger Things. It's truly a traumatic experience. But I don't know what's more traumatic, school bathrooms or group projects. Group projects might be the most stressful part of school. I'm convinced teachers assign these just to watch us suffer. The second a teacher announces a group project, you can feel the stress levels in the room spike. Everyone's doing mental calculations. Who do I work with? Who's actually gonna do work if we're in a group together? Who's gonna ruin my GPA? It's like the Hunger Games, except instead of fighting to the death, we're fighting for a decent grade. There are 2 ways group projects can happen, and both of them are terrible. Scenario 1, the teacher lets you pick your groups. This is terrible because it just turns into a social hierarchy nightmare. The popular kids immediately form a super group while everyone else is scrambling. And if you don't have friends in that class, you're cooked, buddy. You're standing there like a kid who didn't get picked in dodgeball, except this affects your future. Scenario 2, the teacher assigns your group. When this happens, you just gotta pray. There's no other option because you absolutely know that you're gonna get paired with the kid who hasn't turned in an assignment since World War I. The same kid who thinks the mitochondria is a type of pasta. The same kid who's probably not even aware this class exists. And that's exactly what happened to me. So I got assigned to work with this kid who never, and I mean never, came to school. Like I'm pretty sure he was a myth, an urban legend. Some people in the class didn't even know he existed. I've heard rumors about him, but I never actually saw him. He was like Bigfoot, except instead of being in the woods, he was just not in class. And when I saw his name on my group, I immediately knew I was cooked. No chance this dude was contributing at all. 0% probability. First day of the project, I show up, ready to divide the work. He's not there. Day 2, still not there. Day 3, nowhere to be found. A full week goes by and he's radio silent. We had 25 days to complete this project and he was not there for a single one. Honestly, like that takes commitment. So I accept my fate. I'm doing this entire project solo. I'm staying up till 2 a.m. on some nights just working on it. I've made peace with it. I'm prepared to present this entire project by myself. I've practiced my lines. I've practiced his lines. I'm ready. But presentation day arrives. I walk into class mentally prepared to solo this entire thing. And guess who walks in that door? For the first time in I don't know how long, my group project partner shows up to class. This man walks into class on presentation day, the only day he's been here pretty much all semester, and I realize we have a serious problem. We've never discussed anything about the project. He doesn't know what the topic is. He doesn't know what's on the slides. He probably doesn't even know what class this is. Why did he have to show up on this one day? And it's not like I can just present the whole thing while he's standing right there next to me. No, the teacher knows that it has to be a collaborative effort. So eventually we get called up to present and I'm sweating. He's standing next to me looking at the slides for literally the first time in his life and he says,
Yo, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Oh, yeah, nice to meet you too. It's not nice to meet you! You just ruined our whole project! Anyways, I start presenting and it's going fine. I'm delivering my parts, the class is paying attention, the teacher is nodding, and I'm just thinking, okay, you know what, I am just gonna say the whole thing, and he can just stand there next to me, nodding like he doesn't know how to speak. Maybe we can just convince the teacher that he had a sore throat and couldn't say anything. But then, after reading about 50% of the presentation, once we go on to the next slide, right as I'm about to speak, he goes,
I got this one.
and he turns around facing directly towards the presentation, trying to figure out what to say. And he just goes,
So, as you can see from the graph,
he pauses, actually reads the slide for a second,
and then goes, so the numbers on the graph, they go up, and sometimes they go down, yeah.
I'm crying inside. I'm standing next to him having an out-of-body experience. And he just keeps going.
And as we can see, this connects to the thing we were talking about earlier.
What thing? We did not talk about anything earlier, lil bro. You weren't even here. The class is confused. The teacher is confused. I'm confused. He's just making stuff up at this point. Full improvisation. Finally, he finishes the slide, and I make sure that I read the rest of them from that point on. We then finish and go back to our seats. Of course, I'm traumatized. I need therapy, and the teacher asks,
Did you guys evenly contribute the work on this project?
we both look at each other. I'm thinking about the 40 hours I put into this thing, the all-nighters, the research, and I go, yeah. Because what else am I gonna say? I'm not snitching, but also, I'm not happy. But we get our grade back a week later, A-. We both got an A-. This man did absolutely nothing, showed up for 8 minutes, said the numbers go up and down, and got an A-. I'm pretty sure I did the biggest carry job since LeBron in the finals in 2018. But that's group projects for you. The teacher hits you with the classic line.
We do group projects because they prepare you for the real world.
Mrs. Smith, no they don't. So imagine this, you're driving home, same route you always take, nothing weird. Then out of nowhere, someone blows a stop sign and hits you. Next thing you know, you're on the side of the road, adrenaline still pumping, trying to process what just happened. Your car's wrecked, your head's racing, and everything feels chaotic. Your phone starts blowing up with calls and messages about the accident. What really matters is having someone on your side who actually knows how this works. Someone whose entire job is to protect you and fight for you. That's why if you're ever injured because of someone else's negligence, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. There's a reason why you wouldn't drive distracted, just like there's a reason why Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. They've been fighting for the people for over 35 years. With more than 1,000 lawyers, 100 offices nationwide, and they've recovered over $30 billion for their clients. Hiring Morgan & Morgan is basically like having an entire legal team step in and handle everything for you. The paperwork, the back and forth, so you don't have to figure it out all on your own. And the best part is, their fee is free unless they win. Because not all law firms are the same, and hiring the wrong one may mean you're beat before you even start. You can check out Morgan & Morgan at forthepeople.com/Tyler Vitelli. To the next school experience we've all gone through, and this one needs to be illegal. So I'll let you guys guess what this next experience is. Is it A, being accused of having a crush on someone you do not like? B, getting fed slop from the school cafeteria? Or C, walking into class and forgetting you had a test that day? You guessed it, the answer is none of the above, because the real answer is school couples. Now I know what you're all thinking.
Oh,
Tyler,
yeah.
you're just saying this because you're jealous you were never in a relationship during school. And while you are correct, and I do want to cry because of that, I'm not saying all school couples are bad. I'm talking about the ones who operate under the belief that everyone else is just a background character in their romantic movie. Cause picture this, you're walking to class, trying to get to your locker, but oh no, you can't because someone's in front of it. A guy and a girl just making out with each other right in front of where you have PC, right in front of people who are making out. Nah, but seriously, school couples are a different breed. Like I used to be at lunch in school, just trying to eat my food in peace, and the couple that would always sit at the spot right behind me was giving me the ick. And I don't even know what that word really means, to be honest. I just hear everyone else say it. First of all, they'd always sit on each other's lap, which doesn't sound too weird until you realize the dude was the one sitting on her lap. They're feeding each other their food, talking in baby voices, calling each other names like Boo Bear and Pookie, and a bunch of other names that should be illegal. So you would think, dang, these two are really comfortable with each other. How long have they been dating? Like 3 years or so? No, try 9 days. And they're already posting my forever and always on Instagram. And then the inevitable happens. After about 3 weeks of dating, they break up. So to all the school couples out there, please just do all that freaky stuff at home, not in front of my locker. This next unavoidable school experience is one I really hope is relatable, because if I'm the only one that's been through it, that's gonna be super embarrassing. But all of us, and I mean all of us, have gone into class before when we're tired, brain's not fully working, and you're just sitting there, but you have to go to the bathroom. So you raise your hand, the teacher says, yes, Tyler, and then it happens. You say, hey mom, can Mrs. Smith, time stops. Your life flashes before your eyes. Everything you've ever done, every mistake you've ever made has led to this moment. You've made a critical, irreversible error. The class reaction is instant.
Yo, he called the teacher mom!
Everyone in class is laughing at you, even though it ain't really that funny. Even the quiet kid in the back, who never makes a sound, is losing it. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Harold. Don't think I don't remember that day. You've united the entire class in your humiliation. Crips and Bloods could be in this room, and they'd put aside their differences just to laugh at you. Your face goes from a normal color to looking like a tomato in 0.3 seconds. You can feel the heat radiating from your cheeks. And then the teacher responds. Some teachers can be cool about it and just be like, oh, Tyler, it's okay. It was a mistake. But other teachers get weird about it. They pause. They look at you with this expression you can't quite read. I'm not your mom. Oh, really? Thank you for the clarification. I was wondering why you were a ginger and I came out with brown hair. Really helpful. Definitely didn't make this worse. So you try to recover and go, can I go to the bathroom, Mrs. Teacher? But it's too late. Everyone already heard it. The damage is done. You could cure cancer by the end of that day and you would still be known as the kid who called the teacher mom. So if you ever accidentally do this, my advice to you is drop out, move to a foreign country, learn the language, cut off all contact with your family, and live a simple lifestyle on a farm. You got no other option. But you know what's even worse than calling your teacher mom? Seeing your teacher outside of school. Finding your teacher outside of school is like seeing a zoo animal in the wild. It just feels fundamentally wrong, like a glitch in the Matrix. You're at Walmart shopping with your mom, and then you see them. Your history teacher, Mr. Jacobs, standing in the cereal aisle. But something's different because this time he's wearing shorts. Teachers are allowed to wear normal clothes? Your brain can't process it. Like teachers actually exist outside of school? They buy groceries and have lives? They're not just NPCs who spawn in the classroom at 8 a.m. and despawn at 3 p.m.? This is deeply upsetting information. Now you only have 1 second to make a decision when this happens. Do you say hi to your teacher or do you hide? Or do you pretend to not see them at all? All three options are terrible. There's no good outcome here. You're in a lose-lose-lose situation. If you acknowledge them, you have to do awkward small talk. Oh, hey, Mr. Johnson, crazy to see you here. And then your mom and the teacher are forced to interact and you're holding your breath, hoping that he doesn't mention the time where you were 1 decimal away from failing the class. I've seen my teacher in public a couple times, and the most funny experience I have of this happening is when I saw my teacher at the gym, my science teacher, who was usually a really strict dude, the type of teacher who'd give you detention for breathing too loud. I couldn't imagine this guy having any other hobbies besides grading papers and hating teenagers. But I'm at the gym trying to work out and I see him walk in. So I'm thinking, do not make eye contact, do not make eye contact, do not make eye contact. I'm strategically positioning myself on the opposite side of the gym as him, trying to stay super far away. But at the same time, I'm kind of curious because I want to see what it looks like when he works out. I just didn't expect him to. He wasn't in bad shape or anything, but like I said, I literally could not imagine this guy outside of school. So I'm like, oh, what is he gonna do? Some squats, maybe a bench press? But I couldn't have been any more shocked than what I saw that day. Because instead of picking up any weights, I see him walk into one of those group dance fitness classes. You know the ones, loud music, choreographed moves, lots of middle-aged women trying to keep their hips usable. And I'm just thinking, there's no way. He's probably just passing through. Maybe he's looking for someone. But surely, he's not actually participating in this class, right? There's no way this man enjoys dancing or anything that has to do with fun. So obviously, I have to investigate. So I go inside the dance room to grab a mat to stretch on, and there he is, fully committed to the routine, doing the hip thrusts, the arm waves, everything. Our science teacher actually has hobbies. Neither of us would ever mention it. Seeing your teacher outside of school is like finding out your parents had lives before you were born. You just can't imagine it. Okay, Tyler, surely you've already gone over all the universal school experiences. There can't be any more, right? Wrong. Because one year, my family went on vacation and I missed the entire first week of school. Great planning, by the way, Mom and Dad. But anyways, when I came back, school had already been in session for a full week. But this was my first day. So I get my schedule. I know where I'm supposed to be, or at least I think I do. And I walk into what I'm pretty sure is my art class. Of course, I'm the last one to arrive because I was trying to figure out the room numbers while everyone else already knew them. And there's only one empty seat in the room. So obviously, that empty seat must be mine. That's just easy logic. I sit down, pull out my notebook, ready to learn about, I don't know, the colors of the rainbow or something. And the teacher starts talking. I'm listening like a good student, but something feels off. I can't quite put my finger on it, but something isn't right. We're about 30 minutes into class, and instead of talking about art stuff, the teacher is going deep into Abraham Lincoln's assassination. Like, really deep into it. Details about John Wilkes Booth, the layout of Ford's Theater, and I'm sitting here thinking, okay, this is weird, but maybe this is just one of those teachers that gets sidetracked yapping, and you never end up actually doing any work. Or maybe we're gonna be painting Abraham Lincoln's beard or something. But then she passes out an assignment, and I realize, hold on, this is a history worksheet. So now I'm like, am I in the wrong class? But I can't be, because no one said anything when I sat down in this seat, and the teacher made eye contact with me and smiled when she handed out the worksheet. So I tap the kid sitting next to me and go, hey, is this art class? He looks at me like I've lost my mind. Nah, bro, this is history. I have no idea what's going on. I'm thinking I just got put on the newest episode of Impractical Jokers. So I raise my hand. The teacher calls on me and I go, am I in the right class? The entire class turns to look at me all at the same time. 30 pairs of eyes. And the teacher goes,
Steven, what kind of question is that?
I want to tell you guys about Typeless, a smart voice keyboard that turns your speech into perfect writing in every app. It translates the message, it gets rid of all the filler words, and restructures your sentence. Removes filler words, restructures your sentences, and makes typing 4 times faster. I'm messaging you on Typeless, which is available on iOS and Android, as well as Mac and Windows. Yeah. And thanks to Typeless, you'll see that I say a lot of filler words. And see, all the ums and everything is gone. Wow, I really did. Scan this QR code to never type again using Typeless.
Confession, this is the only brand that has ever made me excited about toilet paper. Why? Because like most people, I never gave the generic toilet rolls a second thought. Did you know that those white loo rolls that we see everywhere are bleached and they have hidden dangers to our health and the environment? And may I mention...
So I say, my name is Tyler, not Steven. And this is where she looks a little closer at me and then says,
Oh, yeah, you're not Steven. You just kind of look like him.
then she opens her roll call and goes,
No, there's no Tyler on my list. You're not in any of my classes.
and I don't think you guys realize how horribly awkward it was to leave the class when you figured out you're in the wrong one. People are staring at you harder than your dog when you got a piece of food in your hand. I check my schedule and find the actual art class I'm supposed to be in. And you know where I made my mistake? My class was in room 103. I accidentally went to room 183 because for whatever reason, some people write the letter 0 with a slash going across it. Why do we do that? Anyways, whatever, who cares? Anyways, do you know what I did next? I dropped out, moved to a foreign country, learned the language, cut off all contact with my family, and lived a simple lifestyle on a farm. I had no other option. Now, I need to tell you one relatable school experience that can be quite terrifying. But before I say what it is, I have to ask, did you guys know teachers have a superpower that nobody talks about? That's right. They can sense the exact moment you're not paying attention. You could be locked in for 45 minutes straight, taking notes, nodding along, being the perfect student. But the second you zone out for 3 seconds to think about what soap LeBron uses in the shower, the teacher strikes. They call on you. And they only do this when they know you're not paying attention. It's like they've got a sense for it. They're just professional rage baiters. So you try the classic stalling move. Can you repeat the question? You're buying time, desperately looking around for context clues like you're a detective trying to solve a murder, checking the board, glancing at other people's notebooks, hoping someone looks at you and mouths the answer. So the teacher repeats the question, as if that was gonna help, and you just go for the vague response that sounds intelligent but means absolutely nothing. I think there is no right or wrong answer because at the end of the day, everything is subjective. And then the teacher responds with,
No, Tyler. The correct answer was 5.
very rarely will you get a time where you accidentally guess the right answer. Completely on accident. And the teacher's furious because they know you just got lucky, but there's nothing they could do about it. So if you ever get called on and you have no idea what the answer is, all you gotta do is walk out of the class, drop out, move to a foreign country, learn the language, cut off all contact with your family, and live a simple lifestyle on a farm because you have no other option. Let me know what other relatable school experiences I forgot in the comments down below. But for now, it's time to get back to the farm.
Okay.
Most people go their whole lives without having a single...
Bye, guys. Have a great time. Oh, 6-7 battery. No, hell no. Bye, guys.